the Spalding Indoor-Outdoor Zi basketball. Welcome back to Streetball Strategies.
I get hella busy. I get hella busy. I get hella busy. I get hella busy.
So today we're talking about the NBA Zi ball, and this ball has gotten a lot of hype online. Whenever you check out lists of best outdoor basketballs, this ball tops a lot of those lists. And I wanted to experience the hype for myself, so I went out and got myself the NBA Zi ball. So my criteria for reviewing a ball depends on the material the ball is made out of, the pebbling of the ball, the grip channels of the ball, the perceived durability of the ball, and the overall value of the ball, and then ending it out with the actual performance of the ball, specifically in that order. Starting out with the material that this Spalding Zi ball is made out of, first of all, is kind of a strike against this ball just to begin with, because when manufacturers make basketballs, they make sure you know as a consumer what the ball is made out of. So leather balls that are intended for indoor use are made out of leather, and the company wants you to know that the ball is made out of leather for a couple of reasons. One, because they want you to know what the intended use of the ball is. So if it's made out of leather, it's intended to be used indoors on hardwood. Also, if a ball is made out of leather, it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive material to make a basketball out of. And the company wants you to know that whatever material they're using to make their basketball, they're justifying the price that they're charging you to pay for the ball. So usually if a ball is made out of leather, you'll know. It'll say on the ball, it'll say on the box that the ball comes in. They'll make sure you know the ball is made out of leather. The same thing with composite leather, because leather is not intended for outdoor use, so they use composite materials combined with leather to make a high quality material basketball. And if a ball is made out of composite leather, you will know, because it will say on the ball and it will say on the box. The company wants to make sure that you know what the ball is made out of, so that you know what the use of the ball is and why you're paying the price that you're paying. A problem with this ball is it doesn't say anywhere on the ball what it's made out of. Nowhere on the ball does it state what the material of the ball is. Now, in the end, that may not matter at all if this ball just performs the way you want it and need it to. If it performs amazingly, it doesn't matter what it's made out of. But just off the bat, nowhere on this ball does it say what it's made out of. It doesn't say it on the box. It doesn't say it on the ball. The only place you can find out what this ball is made out of is if you go to the website. On Spalding's website, they say that this ball is made out of composite material. That kind of feels misleading to me by Spalding. It kind of feels like Spalding is trying to trick me into thinking this ball is a higher quality than it actually is, so they can charge me more money than they actually should be charging me. But how does it actually feel? So it actually feels, the weird thing is it actually feels like composite leather. The reason it feels soft and it feels like composite leather is because on the inside of the ball there is a foam backing, which gives it that soft kind of squishy feeling that composite leather would have. Which I don't know why Spalding would do that. I don't know why they would supplement this ball with a foam backing on the inside instead of just straight up making the ball out of composite leather, but that was the choice that they went with. And regardless of that, the ball feels like composite leather, even though it's not actually made out of that. In terms of the pebbling of the ball, it's it feels fine. It feels okay. There's nothing special about it. There's no problems with it, but it doesn't feel special in any way either. Spalding's website says that the composite material on here has a soft yet tacky feel, and I find that to be completely accurate, because as you can see, when you pull through the ball, right, there is give, so it's not super tacky, because if it was, your fingers would move at all. If it was super slick and soft like an actual leather ball, you could just pull right through the ball, because leather balls feel like butter when you're pulling through it. That's how soft it feels. This ball does feel like composite leather in that it is soft, yet there is some stickiness, some tackiness to the pebbling. So it's kind of right in the middle between actual leather balls that are super soft and super rubbery balls that are super tacky and you can't really pull through. This ball is right in the middle. In terms of the grip channels of the ball, so this is something that I've noticed over the last year when I've been looking at different basketballs when it comes to Spalding balls. The grip channels seem to be neglected in terms of priority of Spalding balls. For me, the grip channels on the ball can be the make or break feature of whether or not I'm going to buy a ball, because for instance, in terms of this ball, the material that the ball is made out of is average, right? The pebbling on the ball is average. So if the material and the pebbling is average, well, the only criteria left is what are the grip channels like. And if the grip channels are great and amazing and super pronounced, then that's a great incentive for me to buy that ball. But with this Spalding ball and many other Spalding balls that I've went to the store and felt in the store, the grip channels are kind of like an afterthought. Like they almost don't exist. I mean, they're there. You guys can see them. They are there, and you can feel them when you catch the ball, when you're handling the ball. You can feel them, but they're not really noticeable. And that's a shame, because if you're going to make an average ball with average material and average pebbling, then you should go out of your way to make sure that the grip channels are very pronounced, that they're very noticeable. And this ball is just average at best when it comes to the grip channels. Also, something I want to point out in terms of the grip channels is the seams of the grip channels are in the middle of the ball. And so, in case you guys don't know, what they do is balls are made up of a rubber bladder inside of the ball, and then they wrap nylon around the rubber bladder of the ball, and then they put these panels, these leather composite panels, these 8 panels over top of that nylon, and then they put these seams around the panels to make sure the panels stay in place. And then at some point, these grip channels have to have a seam where they connect to each other. And on most balls, the seams of the grip channels are right here on the corners of all the 8 panels. So usually it doesn't matter if the corners and seams of the grip channels are here on the corner paneling of the ball, because most people don't have their hands stationary in this part of the ball. Most players, when they shoot from the middle of the grip channels of the ball. But the seams of the grip channels on this ball are right here in the middle, where your fingers go when you shoot the ball. Now, is that a huge problem? Is that a huge deal? No, it's not, but it's still distracting. It can be distracting when you receive a pass and you go up to shoot and your hand falls on the grip channels and your middle finger goes right to the seam of the grip channel, and you can feel it. Now, it's not going to throw off your shot. That's not going to affect your physical, grip of the ball and the way you shoot, but it's going to mentally sort of distract you of like, oh, there's something here that I'm not used to feeling, and what that something is the seam of the grip channel. It shouldn't be here in the middle of the ball. That's a terrible place for a seam of a grip channel. It should be here on the corners. Again, that's not a big deal if this ball performs well, but still, it doesn't make sense that the ball is seamed right here, and it can be distracting, and there's no need for this ball to be constructed in this way. Fourthly, the perceived durability of this ball. So this ball is very standard. I find it to be nothing outstandingly bad and nothing outstandingly great. So when you handle this ball, you'll feel that it feels good. It feels of quality. It feels like it should last you a few years, a few seasons at least. Because it is an intended indoor-outdoor ball and because it's made of this composite material, it'll take a little bit of breaking in, but not too long. And once you get it to its breaking in point, after a few weeks, it should stay in that condition for pretty much the rest of its lifespan. And you should get a good fair 3 years, maybe more, out of this ball, which at $30 means about $10 per year minimum, which is not a bad price. In terms of value, this ball is priced at just about $30, and it seems to be in line with other balls in that price range. It's nothing special about this ball. The feel of the ball feels like any other ball in that $30 price range. So because of that, the $30 price tag on this ball seems to be appropriate. So now that we've gone over the make of the ball and how does the ball feel, let's see how the ball actually performs.
Cause I get hella busy. I get hella busy. I get hella busy. I get hella busy. Said I get hella, man, fuck that. Cause I get hella busy.